Welcome to the show on her throne. Here where we believe that some leaders are just born women. I am your host, Unika in Kombora, bringing you yet again another power-packed conversation. And today in studio, we have an amazing guest with us. She's an amazing woman who's going to be helping us talk about really the importance of civic society organizations when we look at women's leadership, particularly that in politics. But let me not spoil the show for you. Let me allow her to introduce herself. Ma'am, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself to the people that are watching.
Good morning, viewers. My name is Sibonile Ngwenya from Women's Coalition of Zimbabwe. I'm the chairperson for Bulawayo. I think I've introduced myself enough. I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm a single woman. I need to emphasize on that one. So I like it that way, and I feel I'm a strong woman.
Definitely. So talking about your role as the Bulawayo chapter chairperson, can you just take us through what WCOZ does? Maybe for people that are watching, they don't even know what WCOZ stands for. So if you can just tell us and we start from that point.
Okay, briefly, Women's Coalition of Zimbabwe, known as WCOZ, is a non-partisan organization. That means we are not affiliated with any political party. At WCOZ, we have a national membership-based network of women's organizations, women's rights activists. It is a forum where women meet to engage in collective activism issues affecting women and girls in Zimbabwe. WCOZ's central role is to provide a focal point for the activism on women's and girls' rights. As WCOZ, we bring together females from diverse backgrounds to collectively advocate for the attainment and enjoyment of their rights. We have individuals and organizational members that work in diverse fields and are grouped into 10 thematic clusters. I'll name these clusters. We've got the health cluster, legal and constitutional rights, the education cluster, GBV, gender-based violence cluster, economic empowerment, peace building, environment cluster, media and ICT, politics and decision making, and then we have the humanitarian cluster. From these clusters, women are educated on the Constitution of Zimbabwe, their rights, as well as being empowered economically. So basically, on our clusters, when we look at the clusters that we have, for instance, I'll take the health cluster. We have issues that affect women, especially in Bulawayo. Health-wise, the issues of water, sanitation, to mention just a few. So we've managed to engage the city fathers, the city council, concerning those issues. Some of the issues, fine, they've been looked into, and we can safely say there is progress. But then we still have the challenge of water. There is water crisis. Women are the most affected when we talk of those issues. Then the GBV cluster, it deals on the issues women are violated in many forms every day. So we're saying we have to put an end to this because women have to enjoy their peace. They have to be secure wherever they are, be it at church, at school, at home, because we have cases where women are being violated by their husbands, by their children, maybe even at workplaces, women are being violated. So those are the clusters that we have at WCOZ that make sure we deal with those issues and attend to them so that women really enjoy their rights and they live in peace.
You did talk about how, as an organization, you have engaged the city fathers and mothers in terms of like our councillors with regards to issues such as health and water in the city of Bulawayo. Can you take us through some of the programs that you've particularly put in place just to be able to raise women that can really stand a chance in terms of the political sector in Zimbabwe?
Okay, like I mentioned that we have a politics and decision-making cluster. That cluster is there to groom women, those who want to take up leadership positions. We're saying as WCOZ, we feel women belong in every place where decisions are made. So that cluster is there to groom them, make them aware of the fact that they are able to lead as well, just like men lead. So since we've noticed that in most cases women are sidelined, they are left out because men somehow feel women cannot lead. So we're saying, at WCOZ we're saying we have leaders that are women. So we have had programs that we do to motivate women, make sure they take up those positions because they belong there.
I liked what you said when you said that as WCOZ, the Women's Coalition of Zimbabwe, you believe that a woman's place is in every place that a decision is made. So what would you say are some of the challenges that have stopped women from making their way into some of those leadership positions? Because as you're saying, any organization or civic society wants to respond to a certain problem or need in society. So for you to have come up with this cluster, particularly on politics and decision making, you must have seen a problem. So what is the problem? What has stopped women for so long from really not taking part actively in terms of being leaders in different aspects of society?
Okay, we have the cultural norms. It's known a woman cannot lead a man. So, and the other thing, the challenge that women have is they fear a violation because honestly, there's too much violation in politics. Women are being abused, women are being called names, women are being labeled. So at the end of the day, someone would say, okay, I don't want to be called names, so I'd rather not take part in politics. And the other challenge is women are not financially stable. For you to be into politics, you need that financial stamina. So most women really are challenged financially, so they're not able to take up those positions because they would, at some stage, demand maybe campaigns that need money. So at the end of the day, they're not able to come up.
I've often found that there are so many definitions of what a woman in leadership is and what they really should look like. What would you say is your definition or the kind of woman that you'd like to see, particularly being in the political sector as a leader and not just a follower? Because in Zimbabwe, and it's really the pattern across other African countries and the world over, that we have a lot of women being voters. Currently, they are the biggest voting group in Zimbabwe, but that doesn't necessarily entail that we'll see more women in this position. So what is the type of leader that you'd like to see when it comes to women's leadership, particularly that in politics?
I would like to say maybe a leader needs to be confident. Most women lack confidence, self-confidence. It's easy to trust someone who's confident. They can come and convince you because they said their thing, they know what they're saying. At times, even if whatever they're saying doesn't hold water, because they're confident, you'd obviously believe them. And the other thing, a leader has to be creative. You should come up with ideas. Be ready to experiment, because what I've realized is most women really don't like experimenting things because they fear it. They fear to like the assumption is, okay, what if I lose on this one? Then
And do
what
you
will
think
happen?
patriarchy has really is really to blame for this, the low self-esteem, how most women don't feel comfortable and confident enough to run for those offices?
Yeah, it's contributing a lot because honestly, okay, let's start at home. Let's say probably there's a meeting or there's a rora, a kind of thing. Then the mother to the daughter is left out. Kuthiwe wena awungeni laphana, you know, the visitors are accommodated by the fathers, the uncles, and things like that. So, which means you don't have a say as a woman. What can you say? You can't contribute anything. Later on in the leadership positions, if you can't contribute anything at a family level as a woman, where are you going to get the confidence to contribute at leadership level? And when you have to challenge men, that's where the problem is, because there's quite a few women who would really stand up there and challenge men, because we're born like when you challenge a man, then that means you're disrespectful. That's what patriarchy says.
And it's so funny that you mentioned that, because even when we look at the lobola and rora negotiations, the woman who's actually the one getting married is not even in the room most times. She only comes at a particular point in time when all the decisions have been made. That's very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's not fair. They would just call you, okay, do you know these people? Yes, okay. Then you're sent out. Then they are making decisions about your life, decisions that involve you, and you're not part of it. So those cultural norms, at times I feel there's something wrong with them. Of course, we can pick a few things that are good in our culture, but most of the things in our culture, they are there to infringe on women's rights, which is unfair.
So I know that as WCOZ, you had a program called Women Arise in Politics. It was a mentorship program in which to train and groom young women, and also older women that wanted to be able to run for the 2023 elections. What are some of the programs that you're practically and particularly doing right now, and that you've done in the past, where you've actually went and tried to make politics a safer space for women, and for those women to actually be represented, and for them to want to stand as candidates for the upcoming elections?
Okay, we've engaged the commissions with our women, where they've promised that the space is safe for them. Okay, women have been motivated to report any form of violence. I mean, I'm talking about the women who are in politics. And we've had programs where we really go out there, educate women on the importance of voting to start with. Because most women feel it's not necessary, it's a waste of time to vote. But then we've always told them that no voting is voting. Because when you sit home, when you sit at home and you decide not to go and vote, you would have voted, and half the time that's a negative vote. So we always try and encourage women to be part of this, the voting process, so that they understand that it's their right as citizens to take part in the electoral processes.
And to also run as candidates.
Yes.
So what would you say is the role of organizations like yourself in civic society spaces in making the political space safe for women, but also in ensuring that women run for political office, not just as voters themselves?
Like I mentioned before, as civil societies, we make sure we advocate for women's rights. We make sure we advocate for the 50-50, so that there is a gender equality. Because in the past years, we've noticed that it's always men, more men than women everywhere. So I can safely say so far, even in some companies, We have women, more women than men, which is a good thing because that's the work of the CSOs. They've really done a good job in making sure there's equality everywhere.
Would you say, as an organization, you've had positive outcomes from some of the programs that you've done, particularly in ensuring that we have women running as political candidates?
Yes, we have, like at WCOZ, we have other women who want to run for seats, for positions. I think that's a positive outcome. It means we are realizing what we're doing as WCOZ. Really, we're doing a good job, I can safely say. Yes.
A pat on the back for you.
Yes, thank you.
So is there anything that you'd like to say to any woman that is watching currently and has aspirations for political office?
What I would like to say is it's not easy out there, but as women, we're known to be brave. You know, at times we channel our energy in the wrong direction, but then I can say women can do it because we have the potential, we have the power, we have the zeal, we have the energy for anything. So if a woman wants to do something, they would do it with their heart. They will put their heart on it and make sure they achieve it. So it's hard as it is, let's brave up and take up those positions.
Let's brave up and take up those positions. Those are the words that she leaves with you today. And I hope that as you're watching and as you're just following through the conversation, this is something that you really took to heart, and is something that you're going to be taking throughout the year, whether you're going as a political candidate or you're just going as a voter. But know that your vote is important, your voice is important, and standing for political office as a woman is also very important itself. Thank you very much for coming. I know you're a very busy woman. I think when we started, you mentioned all the kind of roles that you have. So thank you very much for making time and coming here with us today.
A pleasure.
Well, this has been a beautiful, great show. And as always, let's meet next week on a Thursday at exactly 10 a.m., same time, same place. I am your host, Unika, Kombora. Lisale kahle.